I think that we owe a great debt of gratitude to all of the men and women that have been involved here within this community, those that have donated, those that have contributed, the motivation of the local RSL and their supporters for what you have done here.
Honouring the Anzac motto, we will remember them. Local members of the Goondiwindi RSL branch have initiated and set about the task of erecting headstones for local servicemen and women of World War I and II who do not have a headstone.
Of course, if we look at the almost 100,000, well over 100,000 people that have died in the service of our great nation, many of those, indeed many thousands of those, lie in foreign places with no known grave, and they're still being discovered. There are many thousands of them. Potentially 15% or more from First World War. So that gives you some contribution of which, some idea of which I think 60,000 people lost their life in that theatre of war, and another 40-odd thousand in subsequent theatres. I think the great thing that you've been able to achieve here is you've identified that there are so many people that were unrecognised, other than maybe very rudimentary fixtures within the cemetery that required a greater degree of memorialisation than what they had previously. And I was just standing there thinking a moment ago of the great Australian sniper, Billy Singh, I think from Claremont, who died destitute in South Brisbane, and it was many years after he died, basically rediscovered, and now has a fitting tribute. But somebody like that who was celebrated for extraordinary achievement, celebrated for extraordinary bravery and a singular determination, the battlefields of First World War in Gallipoli, was forgotten about.
Couldn't be a greater sacrifice. There just couldn't be.
Can you hear Australia's heroes marching?
For anyone visiting and respecting the tradition of Anzac Day in Goondiwindi, the service held at the local cemetery is indeed moving. Seeing the headstones of our diggers marked with an Australian flag amidst the peace and tranquility of a rural setting reinforces the sacrifices made by so many brave men and women.
He's my brother.
It is little wonder that the community gave generously in supporting the local RSL branch in their project. The RSL members of Goondiwindi thank all those who have contributed towards erecting the headstones. We are sure this will be taken up by other RSL branches.